are so tight that it's kind of uncomfortable to sit down. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Celeste. I post all kinds of videos, including faith-based videos, lifestyle, thrifting, fitness, pretty much everything about my life. Okay, so it is a super gloomy day right now, so I apologize if the lighting is really not that great. As you guys can tell by the video title, we're going to be talking about the whole celebrities and Christianity controversy that's going on right now, and I'm going to give my opinion on all of it, and we're going to really go into it, I guess. I wasn't going to make a video about this, but it Sir? Really? It bothered me so much that I just felt like I needed to, and I think it's something that needs to be said. Whether or not anyone cares about my opinion or even listens to it, it just felt right to at least get it out there. So in case you live under a rock, or you don't watch the news, or you don't read Facebook, or whatever, good for you. But also, you may have missed something. So recently, lots of larger celebrities have been coming out and saying that they are Christians, they do believe in the Lord, they do have a personal relationship with Him. Celebrities including Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and Kanye West are just like the main ones that everybody's kind of losing their cool about, you know? And it's really upsetting to me that Christians are acting the way that they are about it. Before I get into that, let's just talk about it. So Kanye West recently came out and said that he is a Christian, he is a born-again believer, and that he has developed an intimate one-on-one relationship with the Lord. It kind of shook the internet a little bit, and especially the Christian community. He's actually leading, I think, he's leading Sunday church services, like the worship portion, and has different speakers. And Austin and I sat down and we watched some of those like clips from their worship services. It's crazy, like it's really cool. I'll insert a clip here. Anyways, so I've seen this happen not just with celebrities, but with anybody who has lived a lifestyle that Christians don't agree with, and then comes out and says that they are indeed a Christian, or they do certain things that Christians don't agree with, and they still say that they are a Christian. And Christians lose their mind. Like, they really do. And they say things like, how dare you call yourself a believer? You're obviously not of Christ. You're a false teacher, blah, blah, blah. And it's just icky to me. Which I know we are called to be watchful and to have discernment and keep an eye out for those false teachers and keep an eye out for people who claim to be of God but are in turn hurtful for our spiritual health. But it is not, we're approaching it all the wrong way. If you're all caught up, Kanye West is a Christian, a born-again believer, and he just released a new gospel album. It's called Jesus is King. You've probably seen it talked about online, or maybe you've heard like a little snippet of it. I've listened to the whole album a couple times, and Austin and I have listened to it. We've talked about it with some of our friends, and I really do enjoy the whole album. I do. And I'm loving the fact that he's being so vocal about his faith, being so vocal about being a new believer, except I feel horrible for him. I feel terrible for him, for Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, all of those celebrities who are deciding to proclaim their faith and getting such horrible backlash for it. From the people who should be welcoming them in with open arms, they're getting backlash. Here's the problem with giving people backlash when they do proclaim their faith. So the main points that have been brought up is when someone brings up Kanye West being a believer, is people are
like, oh my gosh, that's impossible. Do you know who he's married to? Do you know what he's done? Do you know the music he's written in the past? Do you know like who he associates with? Do you know his lifestyle? How can he be a believer if blah 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 blah?
Like bringing up his past or things that he probably still struggles with as a new believer. It's not like When you become a believer, all of the things that you needed to change about your life are changed. That is not how it works. It is a process, and it's a hard one. And so they bring up his past, and same with Selena Gomez. They bring up her photo shoots or her music videos or the lyrics that she writes or the posts she posts on Instagram. Same with Justin Bieber. They bring up his past, his dating history, his choices that he made as a teenager. Christians bring up all of their mistakes or their past decisions and throw it in their face again and be like, oh, you say you're a Christian, but how? You did this. Do you remember when you did this? Do you remember when you said this? Do you remember when you sang about this or supported this or whatever? And it is giving them an impossible, it's not even giving them a chance actually to be who they want to be in Christ, because we won't let them live down their past or who they used to be or who they're going to continue to struggle to be. You know, they're in the middle of Hollywood, the middle of a very sinful and hard and challenging and worldly profession, and we need people like them in the middle of that. We should be so excited that there are actors and singers and songwriters and celebrities coming out in faith and still staying in Hollywood, because they can change people from within. They can change maybe the whole realm of Hollywood from within if we would give them the chance to be who they want to be and who they are in Christ. But instead, we're reminding them of their past. And all I gotta say about that is that when someone becomes a believer, Christ forgets their past. He doesn't dangle it over their head or dangle it in front of their face or, you know, keep reminding them when they mess up of just how bad they are. Christ died on the cross so that our slate could be wiped clean when we become a believer. God is love, and love keeps no record of wrongs. And I'm not saying that they should not be held accountable from this point forward for their actions, but we need to give them a little bit more grace, because if we continue to have this like call out cancel culture within Christianity, people are going to run further and further and further away from Christianity and away from Christ, because that gives the most disgusting image of what Christ would be like. If anything, we should be rejoicing with them, encouraging them in their faith, taking time each day to pray for them. I mean, and half the people who are calling them out, do you really care about their like eternal life? Do you really care about them as a person? Because if you do, and that is why you're calling them out, sure. But if you genuinely care for them, you should be spending your one-on-one time with the Lord each day praying over them, because they're in the middle of a battle that chances are you would probably do poorly in as well. It would be really hard to be a Christian in those industries and in a spotlight like that, where even if you aren't a Christian, every mistake you make is put on a tabloid or on the front of a magazine, and you'll never forget about it because it's on every headline for the next few weeks. Imagine that, okay? So the pressure is already on all of these celebrities to be perfect, let alone them attaching faith to it, because now there's a whole nother level of expectation to be perfect. I even get that from the people who watch my videos. I get slandered for literally the dumbest stuff or anything that I do. So I can only imagine what these celebrities are experiencing, and it is so important for us Christians to step away from toxic religion and back into our role, which is to support and pray for one another and uplift one another and help and pray against temptation and pray for protection. I mean, if you guys think about this, Kanye West is a huge celebrity. Millions and millions of people know his name. Now they know his name and it's attached to Jesus Christ. So the amount of hate and backlash that he is going to experience, Hollywood is probably going to be very against this whole movement. And he's gonna get attacked a lot, spiritually and physically in this world. He's gonna be attacked for making such a big proclamation, and the people he should feel safest with is his fellow believers. But we're making him feel attacked. We're the ones who are like, you are not a Christian because blah, 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 and we remind him of his past. It doesn't make sense to me, because I just can't really back up that type of behavior from Christians biblically. And then again, I brought this point up in one of my last videos, and I don't know how to go about that. Just remember that they are doing the best that they can, okay? They're in the middle of a really high pressure industry where they're facing a lot more temptation every single minute of every single day than you and I are in our day-to-day lives. And then all of that, temptation aside, when they do mess up, that whole incident is blasted on the internet. Every magazine covers it. Lots of rumors are spread, and they're probably going to bed each day with very heavy shoulders. They have a lot of pressure on them. So if we could do them a favor and take a little bit of the pressure off, let them proclaim their faith, let them be a new Christian, let them learn, let them grow, pray for them and uplift them and encourage them on this journey, because the more that we react the way that people are reacting right now to all of this, the less people are going to want to step out in faith, and the less that people can boldly proclaim Jesus' name and impact the lives of other people. If this were me, looking at it from an outside perspective, had I never started posting faith-related videos and I saw how people are reacting to Kanye West and Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez and all those other celebrities proclaiming to be Christians and the backlash that they're getting, I would have probably never started posting faith-based videos, because I would assume that I would get that kind of backlash as well. And it would be so different if this backlash was coming from non-believers, but it's coming from believers, and it's so heartbreaking to me. So there's a verse in the Bible where it says those who are in Christ are a new creation. The old me has gone, the new me has come. And that is totally true, but it is not totally true. And if you are a believer, you know this better than anyone. That doesn't mean that when you become a believer, you will never sin again. You will be unrecognizable to the human eye. You will be a totally different human being. It doesn't happen like that. It's a slow process of praying and surrendering and letting God soften your heart to see where you need to change, to see where your life needs to change, and to really live out that faith and live out your discipleship. Someone commented on one of my recent videos, and I loved the quote, and the comment was that salvation is an event and discipleship is a lifelong process. And that is so true. If it really meant that when we got saved, we were all of a sudden just like Jesus, then what's the point of us still being here? Like, we are living and learning and growing every single day, growing in our relationship with God, making a mistake, repenting for it, and trying to be better, trying to get closer to God, trying to be the best reflection of who Christ is to the other people in this world. And to me, it really does glorify Him that He uses broken people, that He uses people with a past, with a record, people who have done multiple things that are not agreed with, multiple things that they're ashamed of. It glorifies Him when they come to God and they're able to recognize, yeah, I was wrong. And we're not even giving Kanye the chance to do this. So in the song Water by Kanye and his new album, there's this whole, in the second verse, it's just basically like a prayer, and it's kind of like spoken word, and it's really cool. I really like the lyrics. It says, Jesus, flow through us. Jesus, heal the bruises. Jesus, clean the music. Jesus, please use us. Jesus, please help. Jesus, please heal. Jesus, please forgive. Jesus, please reveal. Jesus, give us strength. Jesus, make us well. Jesus, help us live. Jesus, give us wealth. Jesus is our safe. Jesus is our rock. Jesus, give us grace. Jesus, keep us safe. And I want you guys to really listen to those lyrics. I mean, that is a prayer from his heart. And I think that is a great reminder for us to pray for ourselves as well. As please help, please heal, clean the music industry, please forgive. Kanye understands the concept of forgiveness. We should be giving forgiveness to him as well. We should be really, really uniting and praying over him, that he is kept safe, that his salvation is protected, his heart is protected, and that he can stay strong through all the backlash that is happening right now. This is an incredible thing that is happening, you guys. The fact that people are willing to step out in faith. And again, as Christians, we continue to overlook the goodness and the greatness and the awesome stuff that is happening and go straight to the negative side and go straight to the condemnation, straight to the judgment. I'll put the little tweet. It's from Paul Ward. I'll put it up on the screen, but it says, Kanye releases Jesus is King. Christians, do you know what he's done? Do you know who his wife is? And then goes on to the prostitute who pours perfume on Jesus's feet. And then the Pharisees, do you know what she's done? Do you know who she is? Do you know what her lifestyle is? Do you know her history? Do you know who she slept with? We are modern day Pharisees. The way that Christians react to stuff like this is so crucial and says a lot about Christianity as a whole. All of us Christians, have we forgotten that we are also saved from all of our mistakes and the mistakes that we continue to make, and that we are also a part of the reason that Christ had to die on that cross because we couldn't keep our crap together? Have you seriously forgotten what God did for you enough to where all you can focus on is judging other people? Well, he came for everyone. He died for everyone. He covered every sin. So anyone who wants to accept that gift from him and chooses to accept that gift from him, it is extended and sitting there for them. It doesn't exclude Kanye. It doesn't exclude celebrities. It doesn't exclude people who have been through the ringer. In fact, I've been through the ringer. You've been through the ringer. We have all messed up, and none of us are worthy of salvation, but that's what makes it so sweet. That's what makes it so special. We should be encouraging them and shining a light on what God is doing through them and the fact that God saved them. Yes, amazing. What an awesome thing to celebrate. And for those of you who are freaking out, you don't have to listen to his album. You don't. But I want to encourage you that if you really are bothered by him professing his faith, pray for him. He can literally use anything for his glory. So nobody's good enough for it. Nobody is too bad or too far gone for it. We gotta eliminate this mindset that we were entitled to salvation and other people aren't, like Kanye. And remember how good the gift of salvation is. That's the tea on them. That's my opinion. That's my take on things. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future videos with me. Make sure you go out of your way today to love on someone, make them feel extra special just because they are, and I will catch you guys in the next video.